All right. I think we've got a good number here. So I'm just going to get moving. Today is going to be the first day of a monthly theme on regional searches, right? So whether you're a business broker or you're focused on acquiring a business regionally, everything this month is going to be about getting found locally for your search, finding local deals, getting local deal flow. And that is what we're focused on for the month. And so we're starting today with Google My Business because that is where you want to start in terms of local SEO and getting local deal flow. That is the lowest hanging fruit for anybody who is going to be in this game for the foreseeable future. So if you're an intermediary and you're looking for ongoing deal flow in a regional area, or if you're conducting one search for one business over time, you're going to be in it for the next couple of years, or if you're a private equity group and you're doing regional based acquisitions, this month is going to be relevant for you. Unfortunately, if you're focused on coast to coast niches, you'll pick up a lot of stuff here, but if that's all you're doing, this is going to be a month where we're focused on regional acquisition, regional searches. So some of it might not be so relevant for you, but that is what we're going to be doing this month. And a lot of this was based on a ton of questions we had last week on Google My Business, which I think is kind of a little bit surprising, considering this is something I started with a few years ago with my first presentation for business brokerage. We really started with this because this is so important if you're trying to get found locally. So we will be diving into that today, and we'll see how fast this goes. I think we've got some good nuggets in here, so it'll be a good refresher if you've already done, if you've already set up your Google My Business and you have somebody who's routinely posting and maintaining your Google My Business account. Hopefully you'll find some good nuggets in this presentation, but I don't anticipate this being a drawn out lunch and learn unless we have questions. So if this is your first lunch and learn, why are you here? Who am I? Why should you care? I run BizNexus. That's the platform for broker vetted deal flow. So we connect buyers with intermediaries who can help with your deal flow and their listings, their acquisition opportunities, whether those are public or pre-sim. We'll match you with those. And if you're a seller, we do the same. We connect you with your deal team. We match you with intermediaries based on your niche, based on your geographic area, based on your particular transaction. We also have BizNexus Concierge, which is our agency for off-market deal origination, right? So that is everything that we talk about here in the lunch and learns, week in, week out. We're going through tips from our playbook that we see working on an ongoing basis. So we try to keep it fresh, we try to keep it relevant, and we try to keep it valuable. And since I've said this since day one, the second it's not valuable, the second we have people who don't, who aren't getting the value, then we'll stop doing it. But so far it's been great, and we've really enjoyed it. Big updates this week. We told you we'd be inviting you to the new collaboration portal this past week. Check is in the mail on that one. It looks great. It's just not quite there. And dev being dev, that's what we're working on. So you'll have that certainly this month, but I'd say in the next week, maybe 2 weeks, TBD. We will let you know, but we're excited about it. And then with BizNexus Concierge, if you haven't been with us recently, we did have a ton of changes in the first quarter and second quarter that have really been ironed out. We're really excited about what we have now, just in terms of our system in place and our team. We've really expanded the team. So if you aren't familiar with what we're doing for outreach, check it out. Schedule a strategy consultation. We're doing everything from brand auditing to targeting to campaign management, reply management, scheduling. Our outreach is dirt to dinner table. We're managing the whole outreach process for you. And with funnel automation and SEO, those are added services. If you're looking to commit with a partner like us for the longer term, those could be available to you as well. So check it out if you haven't scheduled that strategy session. So what do we talk about week in, week out in these lunch and learns? We really try to focus on social selling for deal flow. And that is what our agency does. That's what we do. It's leveraging everything that is online to be able to automate the top of your funnel. And if you're not familiar with these 5 phases, go back, watch the lunch and learns. We talk about these all the time. I'm not going to dig in today because we are going to be talking about getting found locally. So this month, we're all over the spectrum with every one of these phases for your funnel. And it's all going to be focused on regional funnels. right? So the end goal of everything that we talk about in these lunch and learns is always to get the real world relationship, right? So whatever we're doing at the top of the funnel, whether we're talking about SEO or Google My Business or direct outreach with email or LinkedIn or phone or snail mail, the end goal is always to get that real world relationship, the phone call, the in-person meeting, the proverbial cup of coffee. So wherever we go with these conversations, this is the end goal. It's to get that conversation with an end prospect or referral prospect who really fits the bill. So this month, what we have planned out, again, and this is based on the questions we got about Google My Business. We're going to start with Google My Business today. And then next week, we're going to talk about drop notes, flyers, what we've seen working, and then the integrated process that we really like, right? We still see a lot of intermediaries in particular missing out on that. Content, how to automate your content for local SEO to get found locally. And then we'll finish off with ads. So local theme this month, that's going to be highly relevant to some of you and completely irrelevant to the rest of you. We're aware of that. So we'll see how that goes. So Google My Business starting today. What is it? Who cares? It is basically the internet's free phone book, right? And if you're trying to get found locally, you have to leverage this the right way. You can spend a ton of money on ads and SEO, but this is free and it's relatively easy, right? If you're working with a capable admin or reliable admin, you can automate this process entirely. The setup is very important, just making sure that you do have this set up the right way. When I first gave this presentation, I think the stats were 60% of searches happened on Google. I mean, where are we now? We're above 92%. I mean, it's they dominate the entire market share for searches. So you have to be playing this game, regardless of what you feel about the company. If you're trying to get found locally and you're not leveraging Google My Business, you're missing out. It is a really great way to maximize your visibility for local search and to get found for keywords like sell a business, business valuation, business acquisition, etc. What are we trying to do here today? We're going to walk you through, you want to list your business directly with Google, maximize your local visibility and get into the map pack or the snack pack. We'll explain what that is, and just do enough with reviews and posting and setup so that you're not pulled away from transactions, from the work that you should be doing if you're trying to acquire a business or if you're repping multiple deals as an intermediary, but just to get enough done so that you're maximizing that local search with Google My Business. So for people who are not familiar with Google My Business, if you go to google.com business, this is where you're going to be able to set it up if you haven't set it up, or where you can log in and play with your Google business account, right? It's right at this page, google.com/business. And what is it? Let's just take a look at some listings here. So if I want to look at something like, I don't know, business broker Miami, I'm gonna get a bunch of ads, right? These are all paid results, Bay State business brokers, M&A experts, sell your business for more, Carpenter Hawk, professional business broker, #1 best business broker. Those are paid ads. Then we get down here. These are free, right? This is free results. This is what we call, it used to be called the snack pack. Now it's called the map pack. And the goal here is to make sure that you're doing what you need to do so that you're landing here, because the large majority of clicks, all of them will pretty much be on the first page, but the large majority of clicks are going to happen either if there's a highly relevant ad here, but even with this minimal copy, everybody recognizes these as ads for the most part. So if you're like me, you automatically skip down to the snack pack and the relevant results. The snack pack gets the majority of the clicks, right? So if I'm looking for business broker location, you want to be in that snack pack. That's your job. And when you click on one of these things, right, let's go to business broker Miami. This is what you're going to see. You're going to see a snapshot of the business, right, as shown by Google. So hours, phone, you're going to see some photos. You're going to see the reviews. You're going to see replies to the reviews. Ideally, if you're doing it the right way, you'll see some contact information, some relevant profiles. Ideally, you see products and services. This one is missing a lot of that. We'll walk through what that is. Let's see if any of them actually have it. And the good news is if you're a Main Street business broker and you're doing this, 99% of your competitors, even in 2021, are not maximizing this. They're not doing it the right way, right? So right here, I've got a phone. I don't have any Calendly link here. I don't have the ability to just very quickly schedule a meeting if I want to. I don't see any products or services or anything that is going to show me what they're doing or actually pull me in through the Google algorithm with a search. So let's get into it. All right. These are some lackluster listings in Miami. And if you're in business brokers and you're anywhere in the Florida area, you know that this is one of the most competitive markets. And so you'd imagine that you'd have some of the most competitive Google My Business profiles, and you really don't, right? One review for VR business brokers in Miami. It's amazing. So really great opportunity to differentiate yourself if you're focused on this, and zero money for you as an intermediary. All right. So let's just go through tips, and that's going to be lunch and learn, right? The map pack criteria. Again, the map pack, what is it? It's those free search results. How do you play the algorithm to make sure you show up in those, in that top 3 with the map pack? Number 1, you need to have reviews, right? Fresh reviews, ideally within the last 6 months, but you need to have reviews. And whenever you get a review, you need to make sure that you reply to that review. So you need to have reviews and replies to those reviews. Don't be afraid of giving yourself a shameless plug, patting yourself on the back, doing a humble brag when you're responding to a review. Because if you reply to Jane Doe, who said they had a really great experience selling their business with you, and you reply saying, thank you, we really try to focus on our clients when they're selling a business. Every time you're putting a keyword in there, it's helping you rank, and it's also bumping up that review in terms of visibility so that it actually gets seen. So you do want to make sure you're applying to those reviews, not only for SEO purposes, but for visibility purposes, the way they have this set up with Google My Business. You want to make sure that you complete your profile. We'll go through some of that. Data accuracy, citations. So once you've set up your Google business profile, you should spend a couple $100 on one of these services. We do it. You can do it through multiple services, listing citation services. It basically just crawls the internet to make sure that your business address is accurate, right? If you have inconsistent business information, phone number, business address across the internet, you are going to get dinged from an SEO standpoint. You get dinged from a local SEO standpoint with Google My Business. So once you've set up Google My Business, I do recommend you spend, I think it's typically between $75 to $200. And it's basically just a service that will crawl every directory listing for your business in the internet, go across the internet to make sure that it's accurate. It'll crawl it, update it, etc. You want to make sure you're posting regularly, somewhat regularly, you or VA with Google My Business, even if you're just doing it a couple times a week. And then ideally you're getting engagement, right? So people are clicking on these posts. And if you're posting the right way, if you're posting local business, if you're posting, what's relevant about business brokerage with a local slant, that's typically going to get the engagement. Do you have a website? That's going to really help. Google is always looking to see if you are a brand or if you're just an individual. And then do you have actual backlinks to that website? Setup tips for Google My Business. When you're verifying your business, we get this question a lot. Should you list your address? Yes or no? A lot of people just aren't comfortable with listing their home address, especially if you're working from home. The entire world has been for the past year. Do you want to list that publicly, or do you want to hide the address? This is a little fuzzy, but I think you are going to get dinged. Most people will assume that you're going to get somewhat dinged if you're hiding your address. If you feel safe listing your address publicly, then go for it. Otherwise, hide it. You'll still rank, but you will be somewhat dinged if you're hiding your address. Google, when you set up your business, they're going to send you a postcard, right? So you set up your business, and then a few days later, you'll get a postcard with a code. You'll need to submit that code before you actually start ranking and getting found locally. So once you do this, make sure you keep an eye out for that card in the mail, where you're going to be able to verify your business and then start really getting found with all the tactics that we're going through today. If you're part of a franchise or you are a franchise, we get the question, we see this done incorrectly more often than not. If there's one franchise, ideally there's one business with multiple locations. So you'd want to create a landing page for each separate location, and you'd want to create a Google My Business location for that main account, right? So you should have one Google My Business account with multiple locations, and each one of those locations should be going to their appropriate landing page. So if you are a franchisee for a larger franchise, you should make sure that you have your own Google My Business, local Google My Business that's linking out to your local landing page or web page or microsite, whatever you're calling it. That's how it should be set up to maximize your SEO for getting found locally. On that website, page, microsite, what have you, it should be all local, right? You should have your business services, business acquisition, business sale, business valuation, et cetera. But you should have clear keywords for your local business all over that page, right? Whether it's images, testimonials from local business owners, your local contact info. That's really what's important there. So make sure that you are using your franchise's website, page or microsite, whatever you're calling it. Make sure that you're optimizing that for your local SEO. You'll see an option. Google will prompt you to create a website. Just don't even bother. It's just that's my personal opinion. Feel free to go down that rabbit hole, but it's pretty bad, and I don't see any real value there. Business name and description. Again, leveraging keywords, right? So if you want to get found for business acquisition, if you're business brokerage, I don't know, ABC is your name, right? That's your business name, ABC. When you create your Google My Business company, you can call it ABC Business Acquisition, right? Or you could call it ABC Exit Planning. Be careful with that. You don't want to you don't want to do anything that's clearly you don't want it to be a noticeable tactic. But if it is a descriptor, if your business name is a descriptor and it's not entirely inaccurate, you can do that with a keyword. So you could have ABC Business Acquisition, and then in your business services, in your products, your services descriptions, you want to make sure you're using those keywords, because Google is Google and they're ranking that. So complete your profile, make sure that you pick keywords like business valuation, sell a business, exit planning, business acquisition, and even better, put in your location, right? So when you're adding products and services, if you're a business broker, you want to use the custom option here, right? So you want to add custom services. So that could be, going back to the Miami example, it could be Miami business acquisition, Miami business valuation, Miami business exit planning, or Miami business sale, whatever it is. Those products and services, when we did that test right there, you see that they don't even have products and services listed, right? So you're going to stand out in a very competitive market. If there's someone from Miami listening to this right now, if you just implement that, you are going to stand out. Yeah, I mean, even the big ones aren't doing it. So you'll stand out. So I highly recommend you create products and services with your location and the descriptor, and have a nice image in there. Google does see this. It's not just for the visual effect. It's going to help you really get bumped up into that snack pack or into the map pack. Other random setup tips that I really like: adding the hours. You're adding consultations, right? Again, no one has added, there's a consultation button. You can just put in a consultation, have that link out to your Calendly. No one has done that. This industry is just behind. In every other industry, everybody has this set up, but nobody has that here. Bit of a head scratcher. So if you go and you do that, you'll have the consultation button. You're just maximizing the chances that a seller who's right in the process of thinking about what their exit plan is, about what their business valuation might be, if they're there and they've been researching you, you're maximizing the chance that you're going to get that conversion, you're going to get that click, you're going to get the meeting, you're going to get the proverbial cup of coffee. You want to make sure that everything is set up so that you will get that conversion, the click, the cup of coffee, right? These pages are not. Video. Again, I don't see any video in any of these. If you have a nice intro video, Google automatically ramps up. If you're using Google My Business and you have a video in Google My Business, that is getting factored in, right? So if you're getting into the snack pack, they want to show that video, right? Once they add a feature, if you're using their feature, their algorithms are reading that. Doesn't matter which of these platforms you're talking about, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google My Business. If you go into the snack pack in other industries, you'll see the videos. You'll see what I'm talking about. The videos are going to get ranked above the Google My Business accounts that don't have any video. I mean, it's one of many factors, but it is a factor. So why not use it? It's free. So final tips on this. Google My Business, again, it's free. It's very, very effective. So, our whole process is just nailing the low-hanging fruit first, the fundamentals, right? Don't go spend money. Don't go blow money on SEO if you haven't really nailed down your Google My Business account. That doesn't make any sense at all, especially if you're a local focused business broker or if you're looking for local businesses on an ongoing basis to acquire. Get your business information right. Make sure that your description includes keywords. And as far as reviews, go reach out to your trusted clients, your trusted colleagues, and make sure that you have at least 3 posted reviews within the last 6 months. Respond to those, right? Have someone on staff, a VA, somebody who's responsible for responding to a review anytime that review is posted. Shouldn't be you, it should be someone on your team. That really does factor in with the rankings. Post regularly, have somebody who's posting about local business acquisition and sale, but local, right? You want to have your local area. So if it's a post in your comments is something that leverages your Miami business brokerage, and you're posting about business acquisition, business sale, and the article is not necessarily focused locally, that's okay. You want to make sure that something about your posting is local. That's where this platform is different with the posting. And then the last piece, which is actually a nice little nugget, Google My Business, you can add offers, right? They allow their businesses to add offers, and offers get boosted. So if you want to add an offer like free business valuation, you can set the expiration date to, I think, 6 months out or longer, and that will stay up there. And the offers are highlighted, the offers are boosted. So those do expire. So you should have somebody on staff who goes and checks on the offers and makes sure that you're putting that out there periodically. But you can add offers in this space just like you can in other industries. The offers just have to be tasteful. So it could be a complimentary business valuation, right? It could be a complimentary consultation about who your buyers might be in this market, et cetera, et cetera. But if you leverage that, that will boost your account over the other ones who are not offering, who don't have offers. So that's it, guys. That's Google My Business. We're doing what you guys tell us. We got a lot of questions on this. I know this is square one for a lot of the people who probably just trailed off once I started this. This is either really relevant for you if you're focused on regional. That's what this month is going to be. And if you're not focused on regional, then come back to us next month, because that's where we're going to be playing all month. So thanks, guys. Hope it was valuable. Give us the feedback so we can tweak it if it wasn't, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week.